Most people come to trading for one reason. They want to make money fast, and that's exactly why most of them never do. They install 20 indicators, they binge-watch strategy videos, they chase every move, every signal, every once-in-a-lifetime setup. And then, after a few months, they're staring at a blown account, wondering what went wrong. Here's the uncomfortable truth. What separates professional traders from everyone else is not a secret pattern. It's not a magic indicator. It's not some hidden broker or secret group. It's how they think. Two people can trade the exact same strategy. One will slowly bleed their account to zero. The other will quietly compound for years. The difference is mindset, not anything else. So let's take the three mindsets that professional traders have spent years learning. Mindsets that cost them millions of dollars in painful lessons. Mindset number 1. I am a risk manager first and a trader second. This is the mindset that separates gamblers from professionals. Amateurs obsess over how much they can make. Professionals obsess over how much they can afford to lose. To most retail traders, risk management is a paragraph at the end of the book. To professionals, it is the book. Paul Tudor Jones, one of the greatest traders alive, put it like this. The most important rule of trading is to play great defense, not great offense. A real pro wakes up thinking, how do I protect my downside today? Where am I exposed? What can blow me up? Because here's the truth. If you protect the downside, the upside takes care of itself. Professionals think in terms of survival. They know that as long as they stay in the game, opportunity will always come back. While a beginner asks, how much can I make on this trade? A professional asks, is this trade worth the risk I'm taking? Big difference. The professional doesn't marry any position. They're not in love with a stock, a coin, or a setup. They can close a trade at a loss without emotional drama because their identity is not tied to being right. Their identity is tied to following their plan. Their only real job, execute the plan every single time. George Soros said, it's not whether you're right or wrong that's important, but how much you make when you're right and how much you lose when you're wrong. The best in the world think in risk units, not in winning trades. And when you ignore that, the market eventually sends the bill. Remember this. Your real product as a trader is not your profit. Your real product is your process for controlling loss. Say this mindset out loud. I don't get paid to be right. I get paid to manage risk. When that becomes your default thought, you've taken your first step away from gambling and your first step toward professional trading. Mindset number 2. I don't need to catch every move. I only need to catch my moves. Most traders are slaves to FOMO. They feel physical pain when price moves without them. They refresh the chart. They jump in late. They break their rules, all because they're terrified of missing out. Professionals see the same move and calmly do nothing. Why? Because it wasn't their setup. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Missing a move is not the problem. Trading something that doesn't fit your edge is. The market will move every day without you. That isn't a disaster. That's just how the game works. A professional has a crystal clear picture of what a good trade is for them. Specific time frame, specific structure, and specific risk to reward ratio. If those boxes aren't checked, they're totally fine letting it go. They understand you don't get paid for activity, you get paid for discipline. Jesse Livermore put it perfectly. There is the plain fool who does the wrong thing at all times everywhere. But there is the Wall Street fool who thinks he must trade all the time. And Warren Buffett said, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. That's the abundance mindset. A pro doesn't believe any single trade is the one. They don't think, if I miss this, I'll never get another chance. They think, if I stick to my plan, the market will give me endless chances. A pro can watch a massive rally and say, that wasn't my trade, close the platform, and sleep like a baby. Here's a line to repeat to yourself. The trades I don't take are just as important as the trades I do take. The moment you accept that you will always miss some moves, you free yourself to wait for the high-quality setups that actually matter. You don't need every wave. You just need the waves that match your surfboard. Mindset number 3. I trade my edge over a series of trades, not over a single trade. If your entire mood changes with every win and every loss, this mindset is the one that frees you. New traders live and die by the last trade. One winning trade, I'm a genius, I've cracked the code. One losing trade, the system is broken, the market is rigged, I need to change everything. That emotional roller coaster is how most people stay stuck. Professional traders think completely differently. They think in probabilities. They understand that any single trade by itself is almost meaningless. What really matters is the next 50, the next 100, and the next 500 trades. Mark Douglas put it perfectly. The best traders treat trading as a probabilities game in which they can win or lose on any given trade. Read that again. A pro expects losses. A pro expects randomness. A pro knows their edge is not a guarantee on the next trade. It's a small statistical advantage that only shows up over time. So, when a pro takes a loss, their first thought is not, "This doesn't work." It's, "Is this loss within the normal behavior of my system?" They judge themselves on consistency and execution, not on one random outcome. A single trade is noise. A series of trades is the truth. When you really accept that, everything changes. You stop revenge trading because there's nothing to win back from this one loss. It's just one data point in a long series. You stop over-celebrating wins because one big winner doesn't make you a market god. You start thinking like a business owner. You track your performance over weeks and months. You measure your edge over many trades. And you stop chasing the emotional highs and lows of today's P&L. A professional trader can say, "I follow my plan, I manage my risk, the trade lost, and that's okay." Because their loyalty is to the process, not the outcome of one trade. They know if the edge is real and the risk is controlled, the results will show up, not in the next trade, but in the next 100. So, these were 3 rare mindsets that legendary traders use. If you start thinking this way, you stop being just another person, clicking buy and sell on a screen. You become the risk manager, the strategist, the professional who controls the trade, not the one controlled by the trade. Now, I want you to do something powerful. Comment the mindset that hit you the hardest and tell me why it impacted you. Not just for me, not for the algorithm, but for you. Because when you type it out, you activate memory, you give it form, you take a thought and turn it into a commitment. Hope you found this video helpful. I'll see you in the next one.